I am awarding MVP based on three different things. You have to meet these three criteria. One, you must be on a playoff-bound team, which currently eliminates Drew Brees, RG3, and Adrian Peterson. Depending on how the season shapes up, those guys could end up being added to this list, especially RG3 and Adrian Peterson, because without them, their teams would be 4 wins. But for right now, they're not on this list because right now they're not in the playoffs. And then you also have to be an every game starter. And number 3 is that your impact must be constantly felt by this team. Well, you have to be one of those players that, well, without him, they'd have half as many wins. And the first one on the list is Peyton Manning. I've mentioned it before, but I'll say it one more time for prosperity's sake. 2nd in the league in 30 passing touchdowns. 6th in the league with over 3,800 passing yards and only 10 interceptions on the year. There are only 6 players to start every single game and throw for less than 10 interceptions. And the numbers, they're pretty damn good considering the fact that he had 4 neck surgeries and missed the entire year, and then went to a new team and taught them his system, and now they've won 8 in a row and clinched the division title with a chance at a possible first-round bye. That cannot go unmentioned. And then, right after Peyton Manning, you have to talk about Andrew Luck. The Colts organization, which has been the class of the division for more than a decade, lost one player. One player was lost for the entire season, but unfortunately that one player was Peyton Manning, and as a result they could only win 2 games that entire season. They end up with the first overall draft pick and they get Luck. And even with him, though, they expect him to have a great career, possibly lead them to some Super Bowls in the future, but no one thought that they would win more than 5 games this season. But now suddenly, despite the fact that their head coach had to leave to battle leukemia, Andrew Luck has led the Colts to a 9-5 season, and they are actually capable of winning the division. If the Colts win every single game from here to the end of the season, because they have 2 games against the Houston Texans, they will win the division. And Andrew Luck, he has come into the league as a rookie, and the first year's not even over. He's already cementing his legacy with the Colts organization. I mean, goddamn! And then you have Tom Brady. He has only thrown 4 interceptions all year. 4. That is amazing for a guy like Tom Brady, who is being asked to do as much as this organization asked him to do. He is quietly having a miraculous season, and no one cares because Tom Brady is simply being Tom Brady. And then there's Matt Ryan. He helped lead the Falcons to an 8-0 start, and they are currently at the top of the league with an 11-2 record. They've won big, they've won ugly, but more than anything else, they've kept finding ways to win games. And Matt Ryan has a lot to do with that. And then there's Arian Foster. He's been one of the leading rushers in the NFL all season, and the Texans have been one of the top teams in the NFL all year. And then you have Aaron Rodgers, who he deserves mention for one mere reason. The Packers could quite possibly be the most injured team in the entire league, and yet they are still at the top of their division, which is quite possibly the strongest in the league. So many of their top playmakers on offense and defense have missed major time. Clay Matthews, Charles Woodson, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson. Yet Aaron Rodgers keeps finding ways to make this team win. There are very few players in the league with more on their shoulders than him, and he keeps finding ways to come through for his team. Those are the nominees. The fan awards will be presented during the playoffs. There's another video I put up earlier today. Go vote on how you want it to be presented. And once again, leave comments to this video on who you think should win and why, and other people who you feel should be nominated. I'm your host, Nathan Lyle. This has been The Fan Perspective. Hope you have a happy Sunday.